I'm Robert.
I'm Paul.
And I'm Ron, and we're three idiots eating
Sandwiches!
Yeah. Bam. All right, here we are, three idiots eating sandwiches, and today we're in San Jose, California, or back in San Jose, California, at a place called AMATO'S. And AMATO'S is known for, right there, is known for cheesesteaks, but also other sandwiches. So we're going to check it out, and we're going to broaden our sandwich reviews a little bit more. We're going to start diving into cheesesteaks and stuff like that, maybe tortas. So we're going to just keep going with sandwiches. Because we're three idiots and we don't know when to stop.
Yeah. So this place, they call themselves a very authentic Philly cheesesteak spot. You know, they compete with Jim's or Geno's, all the great places downtown in Philadelphia. I like Jim's.
Now that would that mean that they use Cheese Whiz? Isn't that like the thing in Philly?
You can get the Cheese Whiz, you can get the American, white American. They have the provolone.
Okay.
So yeah, they do have whiz here. They do have cheese whiz. It depends on what you like.
Whiz.
They also have a hoagie, and we should try the hoagie.
We're gonna try the hoagie.
Yeah.
All right.
Also, I live within walking distance.
True story.
So it's not like he used to live around here. He actually lives right over there, like that way somewhere.
True story.
Tell you where. He's a VIP.
Yeah.
So,
you guys ready?
We are ready. Three idiots in San Jose at AMATO'S.
Let's grab a sandwich. All right, today we're going to review three sandwiches. Actually, we went with the chicken Philly cheesesteak. Well, not a steak. So this is the chicken Philly, and we had them cut it in thirds because we're wimpy like that. So it's a bit windy out here. Hopefully it doesn't affect the volume of the sound. Anyway, let's get into this Philly chicken steak.
Woo! Let's try it.
What do you think of that cheesesteak? You know, if you go downtown Philly, you know, 2nd Street, South Street, there's a bunch of cheesesteaks. There's Pat Steaks, there's Jim's Steaks, there's Geno's Steaks, and everyone has their favorite. These guys are straight up Philly.
That famous corner where they're...
It's a whole area, yeah.
And if you go there at 3 a.m., you get mugged.
Yeah, Paul has a funny story he can share with us in a minute.
Paul was mugged in Philly for a couple hours.
So anyway, the sandwich, what do you think?
So I think if you're not a beef person, this is a great alternative to a Philly cheesesteak because it's chicken, but it still gives you the same kind of feel as a cheesesteak. First of all, the bread is just perfect. It's like a sweet roll, cut right through it. The chicken has a good. I think they grill this chicken next to the beef probably.
Yeah, right on the same flat top grill. Yeah.
So I love this because I'm not really a beef person, so this is a great alternative. I'm not a big Philly cheesesteak expert at all, so we're gonna have to make me one. So I mean, it's super good. I'm going 8.5.
Okay,
really good.
Okay, we're here at Hathaway Park in West San Jose, and I live right there, dude. I mean, literally within walking distance.
Now, is this Hathaway Park or Hathaway?
Hathaway.
Hathaway.
Okay.
It's Hathaway from
so like halfway,
from
like
the Beverly Hillbillies. It's Hathaway. All right, so AMATO'S is like known as like a chili cheesesteak. Let's try and check it out.
And with Paul's request, we're trying the chicken one too. So here we go. What are you thinking?
It's a great sandwich. Like I said, the bread is perfect. It's often there's no real sauce on it, so it's like just the chicken and the cheese.
Yeah, it's basically the chicken and cheese and bread.
I've had this before, but yeah, I love this. I'm gonna go 8.7 for this.
8.7 for
AMATO'S.
All right, let's do it. Yeah, the chicken steak. You know, you can get this with onions and bell peppers. We didn't. We just went straight chicken and cheese and bread.
Gotcha.
But it looks super good. Let's go.
Yep. And the key to these type of sandwiches, when you're just dealing with a couple of ingredients, bread and the meat and the cheese, the bread has to be good.
Yeah.
And this is very fresh, good bread.
It's all good. The seasoning on here is good. You know, they do put some broth down on the flat top there when they're grilling the chicken. I mean, they put the bread on it, so it soaks in a little bit. But this is super good. I do love AMATO'S. They got the corner.
What's the motto with you? Oh,
what's the motto? They got the corner on cheesesteaks, I think, around here for sure. And I don't normally get the chicken, but this is a really good chicken. I'm gonna go 8.9.
Woo, that's high. 8.9.
Super good.
AMATO'S.
All right, next up is the classic Philly cheesesteak. And again, this is just steak and cheese and bread. Looks really good. Let's go.
Cheesesteak. And all you people out there who love to watch TV series on Netflix, etc., I got one for you. It's called Chaos. K-A-O-S.
Well, that's with Jeff Goldblum, right?
Jeff Goldblum, Glenn Close. The
Wow.
acting is fucking phenomenal. And the storyline, you got to follow it real close. But it's basically Zeus, the god, is Jeffrey Goldblum. And go from there. It's fucking amazing.
All right, I'll put it in the queue. That's what I'll watch next.
I'm on episode 7. Here we go. Steak's looking good.
Yeah, you know, they chop that stuff up on the grill there really nice. And add that cheese in there.
You know what?
What do you think?
I may be a Philly cheesesteak fan.
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
even know. Oh. No. This is not with the cheese whiz.
No,
Okay.
no, that's white American.
Because I have a buddy in Philly that tells me if it's not cheese whiz, it's not a.
Well,
not
it's
a
your
Philly.
preference, you know. You got to go with the
All right.
whiz sometimes, but
All right. You're not going to go wrong here. I was at like an 8.5. There's a B there. For the chicken Philly, you got to go beef. Because this takes you over 9.1.
all right, 9.1.
That's really good.
AMATO'S known for their Philly cheesesteak. Let's give it a try.
No, we don't have to plug a TV show, but for Smash Mouth, we got a couple cool songs coming. We'll just keep it at that, but it's a couple real cool songs coming for you.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
And Paul, he starts the songs with the demos, and they both sound fucking really good, so it's gonna be a surprise. Well,
What do you think of the steak, Paul?
freshly back from SoCal House of Blues show, how is this Philly cheesesteak?
And London, Ontario.
And London, Ontario.
Well, but it sounds like this. It's all about the meat, and the meat's great. There's no like gristle or anything. It's all every bite is. It's not fatty, and the bread's the same as the chicken one, so it's excellent. I'd give this an 8.9.
8.9. Very good.
All right. So when I get a cheesesteak, I usually get the cheesesteak also. I don't really get the chicken. The chicken was super good. This cheesesteak looks very good. And, you know, I mean, with the Philly cheesesteak, it's all about the ratio with the cheese and the steak, right? And these guys seem to have it
Yeah,
going
but
on.
now I kind of feel like I need to try a Philly cheesesteak with the cheese whiz.
Yeah, that's good too. You know, I remember one time I was in Philadelphia with my wife, and we ran into some cops, and we're like, hey, you guys eat out regularly. What's the best spot? And they're like, go to Jim's Steaks on the corner there.
Jim's, okay.
So I ended up, my poor wife, they were so freaking good. We ended up getting one, sitting there and eating it, and then we got in the car, and I'd made her drive around the block, and I'd jump out and get another one, drive around and get another one. I mean, seriously, they were that good.
All right, well,
So,
I think you should compare it to that.
yeah,
then.
let's go here.
Chomp.
Yeah, that's really good.
Now, when you that first bite, are you thinking, I'm in Philadelphia?
Yeah, this compares, you know. AMATO'S definitely compares.
Okay, so when you did that and you got 7 cheesesteaks driving around the corner, were they cheese whiz or this type of cheese?
Now, I had to try them all. So I had provolone, I had cheese whiz, and I had the white American.
Now, if you could remember, go back and take a time machine and go back, what would you rate those?
Those were really good, man. I mean, I would give those right up, you know, 9.8s.
Okay, all right,
They were just man.
So that leads us to, what is this?
Yeah,
What
and you
do
know
you-
they had the quality prime rib that they're slicing up there, and the whole operation was just. But there's a line, you know. Every one of these places has a line.
So they're
down-
probably doing like 1,000 sandwiches
Yeah,
a
I
day.
mean they're just banging them out, and
least
you know they take the
500.
ladle with the cheese whiz and just whoosh right on there, and really good operation. But this is super good too. I'm not going to go that crazy, but I am going to go 9.2 with this.
9.2.
And yeah, keep
Okay,
going.
so Jim's is a 9.9 or 9.8, and this is a 9.2. Okay, that makes sense. Very good.
Okay, we're gonna move on from the cheesesteak made with the ribeye. I think how those are made. This one is a hoagie, and it has Italian meats. This is the Italian hoagie. So it's got oil and vinegar and all the fixings that Paul will take off on the big hoagie roll. So let's give this one a shot.
A submarine.
Yeah.
All right, got my hands wrapped around the hoagie. My question is, this is not a hoagie, is it?
It's a hoagie.
It's a hoagie.
It's Italian hoagie.
My question is, what makes it a hoagie?
I don't know.
Songwriter Hoagie Carmichael.
You don't know?
It's a hoagie, man. That's what they call it.
I don't know, it looks like a sandwich.
You know, they call it, like Paul was just mentioned, they call it different things in different places. You know, you have a submarine sandwich, you have a hoagie, you have a grinder, po' boy. I mean, there's all kinds. Depends on where you're at.
Well, I can tell you, if you go to AMATO'S, get the Philly cheesesteak.
Yeah.
I mean, this is good, but after that Philly cheesesteak, I mean, it just doesn't compare.
Yeah, I think you're going there for the cheesesteak. But, you know,
Yeah.
if you're someone that doesn't like cheesesteaks, then you have this hoagie option.
I didn't think I loved cheesesteaks, but comparing it to what I'm eating here, I mean, this kind of reminds, the old Robert line, kind of reminds me of Subway a little bit for some reason. I don't know why. But it's not a terrible thing. And it drips. It's got some good Italian dressing on there or whatever that is. I mean, it's a good Italian sandwich. Again, compared to what they're known for. So anyway, this is a 7.8.
All right.
Go ahead.
This is the Italian sandwich.
The Italian hoagie.
It's very colorful.
That
Yes.
it is.
Got your green colors, your red colors. White from the bread or from the cheese.
Tastes like a Subway sandwich, and that's
Yeah.
not necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah, it's not necessarily a bad thing, but when you go to AMATO'S, you know,
It's actually
when you
really
want,
good.
you know, when you want a Subway, you go to Subway.
With whatever sauce it is, with the pepperoncini
It's like Italian
and the
dressing.
cheese. I like this a lot, actually. I'm gonna give this an 8.1.
8.1.
Solid.
Solid and fair.
All right, well, let's be honest. I mean, at some point, we all eat Subway sandwiches, right? And that's because they're good. I mean, there's nothing wrong with a Subway sandwich.
I actually get the tuna from Subway.
No.
Don't tell anybody.
No, can't do that.
No, because you can sneak bacon in there, and so
Okay.
then you're like, "Shit, it doesn't. It's really good.
This looks good. Looks like a standard Italian hoagie. Let's give it a try.
A hoagie. I should have looked up the definition of a hoagie. Maybe that just means an East Coast sandwich. Mm-hmm. Grab your hoagie. General hoagie. All right.
Yeah,
So you're thinking the same?
I am. I'm doing the same. It's a good sandwich. It reminds me more of that place. I don't even remember the name of it, but they slice their meats and they take the vinegar and they pour it on the sandwich. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
we used to have one of those over here. I can't remember the name of the place, but anyway, it's good. There's nothing unique and stellar about this, but it's really good. It's going to be about a 7.8 good.
Yeah. I'm with you.
Yeah.
7.8. All right, 3 idiots eating sandwiches, and we reviewed AMATO'S.
Super good.
Cheesesteaks, etc. And the cheesesteak was just freaking really good.
Really
They do
good.
their steak. They know how to do the steak there.
Yeah.
Super good. So while we're on the topic of Philly, Paul, why don't you just fill us in on your little Philadelphia story?
I've
Just
told
give
it
us
to you,
a
right?
brief on
I
your
got mugged in
map
Philadelphia once,
of your
20-some
famous
years ago,
Philly story.
and I survived. So yes, we're here to tell
Smash
about
Mouth's
it.
on tour. They're
Live
in
to tell about
Philadelphia, and they tell
That's
Paul,
it,
"Don't
yeah,
turn
that's
right.
it, yeah,
Whatever
yeah.
you do, don't turn right." And he turned right.
Yeah,
Then what happened?
that's all. So anyways,
That's all.
we
Paul was accosted, but survived.
we decided to
A very
give-
large man in a, in
well,
a
that's
trench
yeah,
coat.
yeah, you know. Anyways,
Yeah.
I told the story too much.
All right, back to the sandwiches.
Back to the
So what do you
sandwiches.
think? AMATO'S? What score are we going to
What's
go?
the motto with you?
I think we're gonna go with 8.7.
8.7.
8.7 for
Solid.
AMATO'S.
Yeah.
And a little
Solid.
story I got to tell you, because we did review Los Gatos Meats, which does really well. I mean, the place is busy all the time. Sometimes it's a 30-minute wait. I had to call them out on their bread, and I said, "Hey, their bread's not always amazingly fresh." And they actually admitted sometimes they have to use the bread from the day before. Wow.
Wow.
They're
You can
going
tell.
to work on it. Then.
Editorials.
So that's a good thing.
Yeah, you can tell. I mean, that's what we got, right? That's why our review is lower in score, because the meats were so good.
Second day bread.
But the
I
bread was
went
not.
the time before, and the bread was amazing. It was freaking perfect. So
People like consistency. Yeah, it's too bad.
So there you go. They're actually going to work on it. I told them they should buy their own bake your, bake your own bread there and have that
I'm
as an
sure
option.
you did.
Yeah,
So they might do it, but anyway.
All right, Amato's cheesesteaks, 8.7.
7.
Amatos in San Jose 8.7, 3 idiots.
Very good.